Hello everyone, I'm Untitled from Psychic Gamers and this is Gold Gun Get. Now today I am doing the crossbow. Returning from Black Ops 1, the crossbow fires an explosive tip bolt at your enemies and it will either kill them through the blast radius of the explosion, or you can stick the bolt to people, which then kills them after a few seconds when it explodes. This is a special weapon. To say this weapon is interesting is an understatement. But we're not looking for interesting weapons here, we're trying to rank up these weapons so we can get them gold. And in the case of the crossbow, that's not exactly an easy task because this thing absolutely sucks. Anybody that thinks the crossbow is too powerful has definitely only been on the receiving end of it. You will be getting hit markers everywhere. The blast radius is very small and hit markers 95% of the time unless you're going up against a wounded enemy. The problem of hit markering with the explosion is simply further increased when we consider the fact that a lot of people are running flak jacket these days to try and protect themselves from things like the hunter killer drone, the R6D and just the general explosions that rain down from the sky. Getting a stick with the crossbow bolt is the best way to ensure you get a kill. Now notice I didn't say it's a definite kill. The truth is it should be, but due to the amazing programming of Black Ops 2 there is still a possibility that a bolt that sticks to the enemy will still hit marker. And I'm not talking about flak jacket either. Regular players getting stuck with crossbow bolts, somehow surviving. I've had it happen to me, both on the giving and receiving end. This definitely wasn't a one-off thing, and it does happen, although rarely an irritating amount. So if I haven't already put you off going for this thing gold, the question is, how do we get such a crappy weapon all the way up, through 300 kills, and then on through the challenges, to finally unlock it gold? Well, the simple answer is sticks and stones. Now some of you may be thinking, of course, why did I not think of that? Most people seem to think that sticks and stones is a bit like Black Ops 1 and doesn't really have any effect on your stats or on the challenges, ranking up, that sort of thing. However, because we don't have COD points anymore, sticks and stones isn't a wager match, it is just a regular mode where you play up against other people using the crossbow, the ballistic knife, the combat axe and of course the regular knife. Now before you head into sticks and stones to start ranking up your crossbow, you need to ensure that you have it unlocked, otherwise you'll be getting all these kills with the crossbow and it won't actually be going towards your challenges, because while the weapon is locked in creator class, the challenges are as well, regardless of whether you're using it after picking it up off the floor or by having it in a default class. Now I don't really have to go into much detail about why sticks and stones is the best way to do the crossbow, but I will anyway. There's no flak jacket, which is absolutely amazing. Nobody's going to be getting additional protection from your explosions. There's no kill streaks raining from the sky, so you don't have to worry about that. And of course it's a level playing field because everybody's using the same weapons. The only downside to this is you won't be using any attachments, although I didn't find myself using the crossbow attachments anyway, and you won't be able to show off your camos. In the sticks and stones you'll be racking up some kills in no time, and you'll probably be getting better and better at using the crossbow as you play. Racking up the 300 kills isn't particularly difficult, can be a bit time consuming, but you will get there fairly quickly. If you really want to speed up your gold gun getting, then I would highly recommend that you also unlock the ballistic knife while you're in sticks and stones. So when you run out of crossbow bolts to use, just switch over to the ballistic knife and you'll be racking up the kills for that as well. Just a little crossover tip, I will be getting into the ballistic knife in a later episode. There aren't really many tips and tricks to getting crossbow kills in sticks and stones. To be honest, just practice, aim at people, try and get sticks if you can, but generally sticks and stones isn't really too difficult to rack up the kills. Everybody's going to be running around, nobody's camping because there's no reason to be, and there's going to be a lot of hectic action going on, and you'll be able to fire off some crossbow bolts and no doubt hit someone with it. Once we've got those 300 kills, then we get onto the challenges. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. The two easiest are Cherry Blossom and Art of War, which require you to earn 5 revenge medals and 1 kill from a car using the crossbow, respectively. Now, I shouldn't really have to say why these are pretty easy. In sticks and stones you're probably going to get killed a fair amount, so getting a revenge medal shouldn't be too tricky. Equally, getting a kill from a car shouldn't be that difficult either. Just while you're playing sticks and stones, start shooting off your crossbows towards vehicles while people are walking past, and it should explode. Cars have a fairly big blast radius, so if they're anywhere nearby, they won't be having a good day. The carbon fibre camo is a little bit more tricky to unlock and requires you to get a double kill with the crossbow. But remember, in Black Ops 2 multi-kills don't work exactly the same way as they have done in previous games. There is a lot longer period of time where you can get a second kill and it still counts as a double kill. The best way to go for this is just find a couple of people and shoot them both in quick succession, try and stick them. From my experience, a single crossbow bolt won't really take out 2 people. If you stick someone, it seems to only kill them rather than anyone around them. you might get lucky sticking it into the floor or the wall or something as a couple of people walking past. A little bit trickier than the previous two, but overall it's not really that difficult. The final two, however, are very tricky, and I will say this now, it took me a fairly long time to unlock these. For the skulls camo, you're going to have to get a kill with every round in a clip from your crossbow, so that's 3 kills from 3 bolts. Needless to say, sticks and stones is still the best game mode for getting this camo. Just go careful and try and stick people each time, and you should be able to get the 3 kills. If you miss a kill, just reload and start over again. For the crossbow, Ronin camo is by far the most tricky to unlock and requires you to get a bloodthirsty medal using only the crossbow. So that's a 5 kill streak using just the crossbow. This is particularly tricky considering that the crossbow only has 6 bolts, so you can only afford to miss one of those bolts. Now I tried this a fair amount in public game modes using scavenger and just tried to scavenge back my crossbow bolts, but the trouble is public matches are so much more tricky to even get a kill. In the end I did do it in sticks and stones, and I actually have footage of me unlocking the bloodthirsty medal with the crossbow and getting the Ronin and then gold camo. I was really glad that I finally hit this. Very tricky to do, very infuriating at times, and no doubt this is going to be the final challenge for pretty much everyone doing the crossbow gold. Pretty much my only tips for this are go careful, try and stick people by aiming accurately, and don't get killed. It's all in the practice, to be honest, and if you've got 300 kills in sticks and stones with the crossbow, then you should be getting used to it by then. Once all those challenges are down, then you're going to have a very classy gold crossbow to use. Unfortunately you can't use the camos in sticks and stones, which is a bit of a shame, but you will be able to show it off in public game modes. That's if you ever want to touch this thing again. Hope this video helped a little bit for all you guys trying to go for the gold crossbow. That's another special down, and we're well on the way to diamond specials. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a rating, comment any opinions and questions, and if you want to keep up to date with my Black Ops 2 content and you haven't already, make sure you hit subscribe. I shall see you next time.